And away from that story, but staying with judicial matters, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has asked the Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos to declare the purported pardon granted to an Indian businessman, Ashok Israni, and 3 others by the Lagos state government unconstitutional, null and void. They were convicted in 2019 for stealing and obtaining by false pretense the sum of 855 million naira. And we'll have details in this report.
Presiding Justice Joseph Ikeg, as well as Justices Ebiowe Toby and Bature Gafai, make up the special panel sitting in Lagos. In the appeal filed by the Indian Ashok Israni and 2 bank officials, Anayon Wosu and Olajide Oshodi, EFCC's lawyer, Rotimi Jacobs, the senior advocate of Nigeria, submitted that based on several legal authorities, pardon cannot be granted to convicts whose rights of appeal haven't been exhausted. On December 9, 2019, Justice Kudirat Jose of the Lagos State High Court sitting in Igboshire convicted the men on an amended 15-count charge bordering on conspiracy and obtaining by false pretense to the tune of 855 million naira. They were sentenced to 5 years imprisonment each for stealing. The court also convicted Mr. Israni's company and a commercial bank. The companies were also ordered to pay a fine of 20 million naira to the federal government, while the convicts were ordered to restitute the sum of 395 million naira to their victim. They filed separate appeals challenging the judgment of the lower court, urging the appellate court to allow the appeal and set aside their conviction. But while their appeals were still pending and just 4 months after their conviction, the appellants were released from prison, purportedly on the directive of the Lagos State government. Mr. Jacobs urged the court to declare the pardon illegal since the appeals had been filed and entered since February 2020, though it couldn't be heard due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which suspended judicial activities. He urged the court to dismiss the appeal and uphold the judgment of the lower court. Counsel to the appellants, Wole Olanikpekun and Biodun Owonikoko, both senior advocates of Nigeria, adopted their briefs of arguments, urging the court to allow their appeal, set aside the judgment of the lower court, and acquit all the appellants of all the charges filed against them. In his submissions, Mr. Olanikpekun said it was the state that charged them to court and that it was the same state government that granted them pardon due to an upsurge in COVID-19. After hearing arguments from parties, Justice Ikeg reserved the appeal for judgment. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.